sell Trent? Why did I do that? Who sells Trent? Hello and welcome to FPL Natty, and in this video we're going to talk about how my team did for game week number 4. So I made a massive error. Actually, I made 2 errors, to be honest. I'll let you have a guess at what you think those errors are, but they were huge. But I didn't do too bad. I had a bit of a recovery moment later on the Sunday with a few Tottenham players, so that kind of helped me boost my score a little bit. But let's have a look at this, and you tell me if you think that I made the right decision or not. Okay, but in the meantime, I want you to subscribe, like this video, let me know in the comments about what you want me to talk about. I know it's been a few days since I've been on here, but I'll try and get these videos out as soon as I can for you guys, so you can see what I'm doing for the upcoming game weeks. But let's have a look at how my team did in game week number 4. So this was my team in game week number 3, and I finished on 54 points, and that was after the -8 had been taken. My rank was 2.9 million, which wasn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. I think I said that I was only like 45 points off like top 10k, so this early on it didn't really matter that much. But I made a few changes in the game week, and this is what I did. Don't judge me. The first one I did was to take out Trent Alexander-Arnold. I got a bit disillusioned with how he was playing and how Liverpool was playing and them conceding so many goals. And I also knew that I wanted to bring in Perisic ahead of the game they had against Forest. I knew that Perisic was also, like, as you can see, 2 million cheaper, and he was a first teamer. He would at least get like 70 minutes, so I wasn't really worried about him coming off early. And as long as he wasn't, you know, as long as he wasn't injured, he was also going to be on the pitch. So that was a transfer that I made. Little did I know what, you know, Trent was going to do against Bournemouth. A goal, an assist, a clean sheet, two or three bonus points. I don't know, I can't even remember, but it was like 17 points that he got. Yeah, that was, my chest was just hurting after doing that move. But you know, I made the move. I'm gonna stick with it at least for this game week. And I know that Liverpool have Newcastle coming up, so I'm not too fussed about that, and I'm hoping that they don't get any returns in that game in terms of defenders, particularly Trent. But if they do, then I have to hope that Perisic outscores. But the plan is to bring Trent in a bit later on, but just for now, that was the one of the transfers I made. And the other one I made was to get rid of Leon Bailey. I think his time was overdone in my team, and as we saw at the weekend when Aston Villa played West Ham, he didn't come on until like the 75th minute, you know, the 80th minute, something like that. So for me, he is definitely a minute's risk, and that is why I took him out, and I brought him in for Rodrigo. Rodrigo's been playing fantastic for Leeds, and I thought that the games that they had, I think the game that they were playing just last week gone was against Brighton, and I thought that that would be a good game, that he can bring me good returns in, good fixtures. It's quite cheap at the time, 6.4 million, and I know that he was going to be a goal threat going forwards for the fixtures they had, so it was kind of a no-brainer to get rid of the deadwood in Leon Bailey anyway. So this was my team for game week number 4. I went with a 3-4-3 formation. My captain was Salah. Gabriel Jesus was my vice captain. And guess what? I benched Rhys James. I benched him, and I put Perisic, Walker, and Saliba in there as an alternative to playing 4 at the back. Now you already know the scores for this week, so doing that possibly wasn't my best move. But let's see what points I got. 56 points. Big red arrow. -4 hit. I'm now 4,095,842 in the world. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. Okay, so I need to have a look at what I'm going to do with my team going forwards, and in the team selection video, which I'm going to be putting out today as well, expect that one later. You can help me out on that one. I might carry my substitutions probably on to the next week, so I can, you know, don't take any more hits. But yeah, I went down significantly, to be honest. According to, you know, with all my mini leagues, I was a good 15 points away from the majority of them. Yeah, red arrows in all my leagues, to be honest. So that was a major hit on my part. It was really James and Trent Alexander-Arnold that really did it for me. You know, the 17 points plus the 7 points was just too much ground for me to make up with the other players that I had. So I wasn't able to capitalize. Yeah, I wasn't able to capitalize on that at all. That move, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to making, you know, some changes in the future, but probably not in game week number 5. So Raya was the first one who actually done a decent job for me in the 1-1 game they had against Everton. He produced some fantastic saves and showed up with those save points and got me the bonus point in general. He's staying in my squad, and with the fixtures they have against Crystal Palace, Leeds and Southampton coming up next, it really is a no-brainer for me to just keep him in my squad. He's done so well so far, and with those kind of green fixtures, the like 2 on the fixture difficulty rating, it makes sense to keep him in. Perisic was one of my subs I brought in, one of my transfers I brought in for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and to be honest, he did actually a decent job against Forest. It was 2-0, and I did speak before in my previous video that that left-hand side that he plays, which is Nottingham Forest's right-hand side, is most likely going to be breached by the attacking prowess of himself and Son. But Forest did really push back on that, and they had a really good strong defense, but it couldn't hold on for long. And once they broke through, it was obviously, you know, Tottenham were obviously going to win that game, and Kane got 2 goals and Perisic almost got an assist, but what happened was the player handballed it and then Kane scored a penalty. So what the points that Perisic got was for a clean sheet that he got for playing 73 minutes, and I think he got a bonus point as well. So for me, that is totally fine. And I know their games against West Ham, Fulham, they should win both of those games. West Ham are looking very toothless at the minute, easily leaking goals in the back. Fulham, again, it's a team that they can, you know, a team like Spurs can really dominate the possession in that game and score against them. And the game after that is against City, so it'll be really good to see how the Tottenham defense fares well with the 3-pronged attack that City will have with Harland centrally. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm keeping Perisic in my squad. I probably do need to find a way to bring Trent back in, but I'm not really sure how to do it at the minute. I might need to look to move some money out elsewhere. We might talk about that a bit later on. But at the minute, Perisic is staying in my squad. Walker is another addition that I had from the beginning who's going to stay in my squad as well. The only problem I have with Walker is that City at the minute are letting in quite a lot of goals. In the 4 games that they played, 2 goals have been scored against them in 3 of those games. So when that happens with someone like Walker, who doesn't give you any attacking returns, it can be a bit tricky as to what I'm going to do with him. But at only 5 million, he hasn't gone up, he hasn't gone down. I'm most likely gonna keep him because it's an easy way to have him in my City defense. He plays 90 minutes, doesn't get subbed, doesn't really get yellow cards, but doesn't do much else. So I'm really banking on Walker having clean sheets from here going on forwards. He should get it against Forest in the next game, Villa, and as I said about that Spurs game they have, it might be a bit tricky in that one, but the next 2 they have, Forest and Aston Villa in particular, I'm pretty sure that he's going to get me returns in that game. Moving on to Saliba. I'm not gonna sing a song again. Actually, no, I will. Oh, do 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 do. Saliba. All right, please, yeah, just don't crop that. Yeah, Saliba again. He's done fantastic for me. 7 points. Like, I cannot complain about that. He got an assist in the box. I didn't think it came from his knee or his hip, and Gabriel stroked it home. But yeah, I can't complain about that again. He's redeemed himself once again from a goal last week to an assist this week. 7 points. It really is top draw from Saliba and Arsenal at the minute. And the next game is against Aston Villa, who I believe they're going to smash completely. It's probably going to be a clean sheet again from them because, yeah, Aston Villa, they're really struggling with their attack with Ings and Watkins. And they're not sure about whether it's going to be Coutinho, Buendia, or Bailey up front. Gerrard doesn't really know what he's doing in terms of his best 11, but Arteta certainly knows who his team is, and Saliba is one of those who is a rocksure player in the Arsenal defence. So I'm going to keep him in. He's staying in my squad, 7 points. Yeah, he's staying. Rodrigo, he only returned 2 points this week. I guess it wasn't his day. And not only that, Brighton are really, really strong at the back as they've shown so far this season. I think they're like in the top 4 at the minute. Obviously they won't stay like that for the rest of the season, but at the minute it was always going to be tough for a team like Leeds to break them down. And with Sanchez, who they've got in goal, who's so good, who I might swap out for Ray at some point, I think that it was going to be difficult for Rodrigo in particular to get any returns. But there will be other games for him to score, particularly against his next team, which is Everton. He's definitely going to bring me some returns against Everton. He's got Brentford as well, and then Forest after that. So those 3 games, I'm looking for some good returns from Rodrigo in that. And if he doesn't, I may move him on, but because he's such in hot form, it doesn't really make sense. I've literally just brought him in, so I'm going to keep him in just for a little bit anyway. Kuruchevsky, he got me that much needed assist that I needed, and he had a clean sheet as well. His game was on the Sunday, so obviously after I saw what happened on the Saturday, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need something miraculous to happen. And I was like, oh, praying, Kuruchevsky, please give me at least 2 assists and a goal. But he, I got like a half answered prayer there, so he got me an assist there. I've got faith in him to do well, and his price tag currently is 8.2. I look to see that going up over the games that they have because his ownership will go up. He is a first team player, and he's one of those most creative players in the Spurs side at the minute. I know Son seems to be struggling with finding the back of the net. It was always going to be a bit of a difficult season for Son after the massive high he had for last season. So I wouldn't write Son off yet, but his price point is far too high to bring him in. So Kuruchevsky is a good option to have, who's also playing in that front 3, who I'm going to keep in my squad for now. I may rotate him later on to bring in Kane as a forward and take out Tony. But I'm still unsure about that. But particularly against the next game, as I said, against West Ham and Fulham, and even possibly Man City, I'm looking for returns from Kuruchevsky, and we'll see how that goes. And let me know what you think about whether or not I should take him out. This one is the biggest L, and I think that is Mohamed Salah. Okay, so as you already know, Liverpool played Bournemouth and they won 9-0. 9-0. And Salah didn't get any returns. I'm not talking no goal, no assist, no nothing. Now the problem for me is that he missed like 3 sitters. I mean, like a yard out, 2 yards out, and I think it was a one-on-one. Yeah. So the question is, do I move Salah on? No, because I don't want to make the same mistake I made with Trent. Because at some point Salah is going to come good. Okay, he's shown in many a season that he will bring returns, and he will just keep on scoring. He will keep, he will carry on. So I'm not really too worried. He's got a game against Newcastle, then he's got the Merseyside derby against Everton and Wolves next. So at any other time, he could have got 5 of those goals, to be honest. So I think over the next 3 games in particular, he's going to produce returns, and I do hope that people do get rid of him so that I have him as a differential, and I can kind of move back up the rankings. But as my captain for this game week, only producing 3 points. Yeah, 3 points turns into 6 points. Wasn't great. And to be honest, I saw that he was the most captain player by FPL managers this week by 3.3 million. So imagine the disappointment for all those that missed out on him. But the plus side of that is that the majority of people captained him. So it meant that any kind of differences in price wasn't, differences in the points wasn't as dramatic as it can be, because a lot of people did have him as their captain, to be honest. So it wasn't too bad in that sense. Martinelli was another one that kind of blanked for me and had some killer chances to score against Fulham. But again, I'm not too worried about that with the only 2 points that he had. He is a 90-minute man currently, and he's looking super fit in my squad. So with games, as I said, same with Saliba against Villa, Man United and Everton, I think that Martinelli can produce some returns in that team. He's first on the team sheet along with Gabriel Jesus, to be honest, and doesn't really get subbed. You know, there's not really many people that can play in this position on that left side, I believe. So yeah, if it's not going to be him, who's it going to be that Arteta's going to bring in to replace him, really? But for cup games, yes, but I don't think for Premiership games, as long as Martinelli is fit, he's definitely going to be in the squad. Another person who's going to stay in my squad is Gabriel Jesus. He did produce 1 point. Okay, yes, fine. It's been the second game week where he hasn't really produced for me in terms of points, but the attacking threat is still there. Okay, so I'm not really too worried about taking him out of my squad currently. I know that a lot of you was frustrated. I think there was 2.1 million managers who backed Gabriel Jesus this week, and they were definitely left frustrated when he didn't really give any kind of attacking returns like we know he can do. But I am not selling him, particularly for the same reason I'm not selling Martinelli, and that's due to the games that they have going forwards. You know, Aston Villa, that Gerrard team really is struggling defensively and up front as well. So I know that Arsenal will break them down. Manchester United, they're still getting to grips with what they need to do, and Arsenal, you know, did beat them last season, and I do expect Arsenal to beat United again this season as well. And after that is Everton, and that team that Lampard is seriously shocking. So I know they're going to have nothing against what Arsenal's going to do against them. So yeah, not too worried about keeping him, you know, Gabriel Jesus in my squad. He's going to stay there. Another person who is definitely staying for now because of what he just done is Erling Harland. Literally no one saw this coming. A hat-trick hero against Crystal Palace. Palace were winning 2-0. Everyone thought it was game over, but not Harland. He got 3 goals. They went on to win 4-2. Harland's price is now 11.8 million, and I think it's going to rise before game week 6, not before game week 5, but before game week 6. It's definitely going to rise because of how clinical he is. Yes, Pep was talking about maybe rotating some players, possibly. No, not possibly. He definitely spoke about rotating some players. I spoke about it in my last video, and replacing Harland with Alvarez. I don't know if he's going to do that in game week 5. When he had the press conference, he said that you just have to wait and see. So we don't really know. So he might come off the bench, or he might just not play at all. To be honest, there's no way of knowing, but we will see. But Harland only had 16 touches in that game. But the fact of the matter is, his touches are very clinical. I wouldn't be too worried about the amount of touches that Erling Harland has, because the touches he has are very, very clinical, and they're very, very meaningful touches. He got a hat-trick out of 16 chances. So do the math on that. It's super high returns, and it's put him right at the top of the FPL points table. And with games against Forest next, he's definitely going to smash against them if he plays Villa and Tottenham. Tottenham is going to play in that game. Tottenham is a rival for City this season, so he's going to play in that game. So it's whether or not he plays the Aston Villa game, which is coming maybe Saturday or Sunday, and then the Forest game, which will come either tomorrow or today. So yeah, you have to look at kind of rotation for that. But Harland is definitely staying in my team. One who I might be shipping out some point soon, I'm still not sure yet, is Ivan Toney. He played Everton in this game week. He didn't get any returns, which is unfortunate. And to be honest, Brentford nearly lost that game. They were 1-0 down until like a bit further on in the game. But I am not crazily worried about Ivan Toney right now. The only option I would look to move him on to would maybe a Mitrovic if their games are looking a bit better, but it's, you know, it's an unlikely move. Brentford have got Crystal Palace, Leeds and Southampton next, and those fixture difficulty ratings only level 2. Yeah, so technically Brentford should be stronger against those teams, which means Ivan Toney has the likelihood of generating some good returns against those teams. And at 7.2, he's a good price. He's gone up since I bought him, so he's definitely going to give me some money in the bank if I was to move him on. But yeah, I'm not looking to move him on currently too much. Just, yeah, don't worry about that. So on to my subs, starting off with Ward. Leicester against Chelsea. They conceded 2 goals. Yeah, he's not getting into my squad anytime soon, with games against United and Brighton, which I don't expect Leicester to do anything against those. Someone who's going to move back into my squad is Rhys James. He played Leicester, and yes, I did make a massive error in benching him, and he claimed 7 points, and he's done that for 3 out of the 4 game weeks, to be honest. So I don't know what I was thinking in actually taking him out. And in that last game against Leicester, he got an assist and 2 bonus points, and his next games are against Southampton and West Ham. So I think he can produce returns in both of those games. I don't think it matters whether or not he plays right centre back or he plays wing back, because, you know, Tuchel does rotate that team a little bit. Rhys James on the pitch is a threat, and as we've seen, he can produce some, you know, he can produce points for me, and I do need points right now to kind of push myself back up there. Nico Williams, he played well against a strong Spurs side, but he didn't produce any returns this game week, and it was to be expected. It was against Spurs, so that isn't something to be too surprised about. And with a game against Manchester City next, I don't think he's going to produce much returns in that one as well. So he will stay on my bench, but I might bring him back for the Bournemouth game after that, so we'll see. And Andreas Pereira, he played against Arsenal, and we know that Arsenal are just a fantastic attacking side, and they're really good defensively, so I'm not surprised that he only produced 2 points in that game. And they have Brighton and Tottenham next. So will Fulham produce returns in either of those games? I think they should look to target the Brighton game more than the Spurs game, to be honest. But you know, Pereira isn't moving into my squad anytime soon, so he's going to stay on my bench in probably in that 3rd spot for a while now. So that was my team review for game week number 4. 56 points, massive red arrow, massive L. Getting rid of Trent, massive L. Benching James, massive L. Not Captain Harland. Like, seriously, what is going on? Natty, get it together. But anyways, I'm going to put this game week behind me. I'm going to look forward to game week number 5, where I'm most likely going to hold off my transfers because my team is okay, and I'm going to just look to do 2 transfers in game week number 6 before the Saturday deadline. So let me know what you think in the comments. I know you can just put LOL if you just think what I did is a mess in the comments. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be here as much as I can, giving you the content regarding FPL from my point of view. If you like what I'm delivering to you, write in the comments, give me a thumbs up, let me know, hey Natty, this is good what you're doing, keep it up, keep up the good work. Or Natty, this is crap, you know, come off YouTube. Just let me know in the comments, and I will respond to you guys as much as I can. So I'm going to get my team selection one done really quickly for you guys, so you can see who I'm going to be doing for game week number 5. I might make a change, I might just do nothing. I really don't know at this point. I've only got a few hours left before the deadline anyway. So yeah, give this one a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.